What if the best investment you ever made cost you absolutely nothing? Not a dollar, not a cent. And the return, it never stops growing. This isn't a crypto story, it's not a hot stock tip, and it's definitely not some secret real estate deal nobody else knew about. The secret was simpler than any of that. And honestly, it was more powerful too. Every single one of us already owns this asset, but almost all of us ignore it. We mismanage it. We quietly run it straight into the ground. Most people think building wealth is all about spreadsheets, stock charts, and letting your money grow over time. But here's the truth, they are dangerously wrong. Without real energy, without a clear head, your entire financial plan is worthless. Completely worthless. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to turn my own health into my single greatest wealth-building tool. And it multiplied my results in a way that will last a lifetime. Let me describe someone to you. Tell me if this sounds familiar. He wakes up exhausted, groaning before the alarm even finishes. He hits snooze 3, maybe 4 times. Each press is a tiny defeat before the day has even started. He gets through the morning on caffeine and sugar, just a temporary patch over a foundation of pure fatigue. He sits at a desk for 9 hours straight. His mind feels like it's wrapped in a thick fog. Words blur. Focus disappears completely. By the time he gets home, he has nothing left. Nothing for his family, nothing for his goals, nothing for himself. He just melts into the couch, phone in hand, scrolling, a zombie lit up by the screen's glow, and he keeps telling himself the same lies. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I'll eat better on Monday. But tomorrow never actually comes. His work is suffering. His focus is completely shot. His best ideas are buried somewhere behind the fog, and his income has totally flatlined. He feels stuck, burned out, and he genuinely cannot figure out why. He's doing everything he's supposed to do, and it's not working. He's working longer hours, he's networking, he's staying late, but he's just spinning his wheels, financially and emotionally stuck. That person was me. For years, I was trapped in exactly that cycle, chasing financial freedom with everything I had. I wore my exhaustion like a badge of honor. I actually believed sleep was for weak people. I thought 30 minutes cooking a healthy meal was wasted time. My body was screaming at me. Daily headaches, that brutal afternoon energy crash that wiped out the second half of every day, getting sick constantly. I was ignoring every warning light on the dashboard, pushing the engine harder and harder. Here's the honest truth about what I was doing. I was treating my body like a rental car I planned to drive into the ground, not realizing it's the only vehicle I will ever own. The real trap, I was sacrificing my health to build wealth, but my poor health was actively destroying my ability to create any wealth at all. My choices were poor, my motivation was gone, and my bank account was a direct reflection of how I actually felt inside, completely stagnant. The turning point wasn't dramatic, no lightning bolt, no movie moment. It was a quiet Tuesday night staring at a spreadsheet under a harsh desk lamp. And then it hit me. The thing holding me back wasn't my strategy, it wasn't the market, it wasn't my work ethic, it was me, my energy, my focus, my physical state. Those were the actual bottleneck. Everything else was just noise. Think about it this way. You can have the fastest car in the world, best design, best navigation, but if the engine is leaking and full of sludge, you're not winning any race. My health was the engine powering everything else, and I had been letting it rust in a hailstorm for years. Here's where it gets genuinely important. There's a critical difference between how long you live and how many of those years you actually feel good. How long you live is just the total number of years. But how many of those years you spend in good health, that's the number that actually matters. Here's a number that should shake you. In the United States, the average gap between how long people live and how long they feel genuinely healthy is about 12 and a half years. 12 and a half years. Think about that. Many Americans can expect to spend over a decade of their later years just managing sickness. So what's the point of building a massive retirement fund if you're too sick and drained to enjoy it? What is the actual return on that? Every single financial choice you make, every negotiation, every creative session, every strategy call is being filtered through how your body actually feels right now. When you're tired and foggy, you make impulsive, short-sighted choices. You take the easy way out. You avoid hard conversations. You put off the work that actually moves the needle. But when you're energized and clear-headed, you're strategic. You're creative. You're disciplined. You can actually connect ideas and solve real problems at your peak. Poor health wasn't just costing me future medical bills, it was costing me today's income, today's opportunities. It was quietly robbing me of my sharpest thinking. And you don't have to just take my word for it. The data on this is overwhelmingly clear. This isn't a soft lifestyle choice. It's a hard financial strategy with a real, measurable return. Let's talk productivity. Workplace studies have found that regular physical activity can improve your actual work performance by anywhere from 4% to 15%. Some people see even more than that. Think about what that means. It's like getting an extra half day or more of genuinely focused work done every single week, completely free. Not more hours, more output from the hours you already have. And one study found that people who start exercising regularly after not doing it at all can see their income increase by over 13%. That's not a rounding error. That's real money. The return also builds on itself over a lifetime. A healthy lifestyle can save you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical costs alone. But the immediate returns are what really got my attention. Research shows that improving your heart and lung fitness is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health right now and decades from now. One large research review found that for every small step up in your fitness level, your risk of dying from any cause dropped by 13%. People with high fitness had a 50% lower risk of early death than those with the lowest fitness. 50%. Let me say that again because it's the most important financial advice in this entire video. By spending a tiny fraction of your time getting physically fit, you can dramatically cut your risk of dying early. And at the same time, you unlock a level of energy, focus, and mental sharpness that directly translates to earning more money. This isn't about looking good in a mirror. This is about building a foundation of genuine vitality that makes creating wealth not just possible, but genuinely probable. So how did I actually do it? I didn't hire a celebrity trainer. I didn't join some expensive health clinic. I didn't pay for a fancy meal delivery service. My starting investment was $0. I used a simple 3-part framework that anyone can start right now. I call it the M3 approach: movement, meals, and mind. The first part, and the most powerful, is movement. This is the easiest thing to change with the most immediate impact, and it costs you nothing. Here's what the research actually shows. One study found that swapping just 30 minutes of sitting for 30 minutes of light activity, like walking, was linked to a 14% drop in the risk of early death. 14% just from walking. But here's where it gets incredible. When you swap that sitting time for 30 minutes of real effort getting your heart pumping, breaking a sweat, the risk reduction goes as high as 50%. For me, this meant a 30-minute workout in my own living room. Push-ups, squats, planks, lunges, no equipment, no commute, no cost whatsoever, or just a brisk walk outside, sometimes with a weighted backpack to push the effort a little harder. That's genuinely it. And the creative benefit? A famous Stanford study found that simply walking boosts creative thinking output by an average of 60% on tasks that involve coming up with new ideas. 60%. It wasn't even about being outdoors or the scenery. The act of walking itself was the main factor. Think about what that means for your next big idea. The second part of the framework is meals. You've been told that eating healthy is expensive. That's a lie. Let me show you what's actually expensive. What's actually expensive are the ultra-processed foods, the sugary drinks, the addictive snacks, and the constant takeout orders designed to make you want more while delivering nothing your body needs. That's what costs you. My shift was incredibly simple. I focused on adding, not just cutting things out. One whole, unprocessed food added to every single meal. A handful of spinach in my morning eggs, an apple with lunch instead of chips, a side of broccoli, or a simple salad with dinner. That's it. That's the whole strategy to start. This wasn't about some restrictive diet. It was about crowding out the bad stuff with genuinely good stuff. And water became my main drink. Water is free from your tap, and it's absolutely essential for how well your brain works. Being dehydrated by just 2% of your body weight can hurt your ability to focus and remember things. Even mild dehydration can drag down your mood and make you feel tired for no good reason. You don't need a complex meal plan. Just add whole foods and drink more water. The return is immediate. Stable energy all day long. The death of that horrible afternoon crash, a body that actually feels fueled instead of constantly drained. The third and final part of the framework is mind. You can have the best exercise routine and the best diet in the world, but if your mind is chaotic and your sleep is broken, you will never perform at your best. My journey here started with what I call a sleep audit. I got ruthless about my sleep space, pitch black, cool temperature, and absolutely no screens for an hour before bed. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a non-negotiable physical necessity. It's when your body locks in what you learned that day. It's when your hormones reset. It's when your brain literally washes away its own waste. Deprive yourself of sleep and you are actively choosing to operate with a mental handicap. Every single day, knowingly choosing it. The second part of the mind section was mental fitness. Just 5 minutes of quiet, focused breathing every single morning. That's all it takes to start. This free 5-minute practice trains your ability to focus like a muscle. In a world of infinite distraction, being able to consciously direct your attention is genuinely one of the most valuable skills you can have. It pays off in every meeting, every project, every important conversation you will ever have. That 5 minutes compounds across your entire day. And research increasingly shows that combining this kind of mindfulness with regular exercise can work together in a powerful way. It's especially effective at reducing stress and anxiety. It builds the drive to keep exercising too. Movement, meals, mind. That's the whole framework. It cost me nothing but a genuine commitment to myself. And I want to be honest with you, these are my results and they aren't guaranteed for everyone. But within 3 months of following this framework, my income didn't just recover. It grew significantly. The brain fog vanished. My productivity soared. And I became a better partner, a more present father, and a sharper entrepreneur. You don't need money to start this. You don't need a fancy app or a personal coach. You just need to decide that you are your most important asset. Your first walk is free. Your first glass of water is free. Your first 5 minutes of quiet, focused breathing is free. Your journey to an infinite return starts right now. Now here's the part that brings it all together. The infinite return isn't just a clever phrase about money in the bank. It's the compounding interest of energy, clarity, and time. It's the freedom to run with your kids without getting winded. It's the freedom to build your dream with relentless focus. And it's actually being able to enjoy the results of your hard work for decades to come. It's about making how long you feel healthy match how long you actually live. Making sure your final chapter isn't spent managing decline, but genuinely living with energy and purpose. So forget the next hot stock. Forget the speculative crypto coin. The greatest, most powerful, most leveraged investment you will ever make is the one you make in yourself. The returns aren't just financial. They're infinite. They build on themselves across every single area of your life for the rest of your life. Start today. Now here's my honest question for you. Have you ever hit a point where your energy and health were genuinely holding back your financial progress? I want to know what happened. Drop it in the comments below. If this video gave you even one idea that could shift things for you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And if you want more videos like this one, subscribe. I make these for you. And remember where we started. You already own the greatest investment available to any human being. You've owned it your whole life. The only question that has ever mattered is whether you choose to invest in it.